I am live. This is my first live stream and I'm excited to give this a try. So I'm here in our house, in our bedroom, and just wanted to give everybody a chance to see maybe what some of my next projects are going to be. I've got quite the long list of different things on the schedule, a bunch of which I've already started and some of which I hope to do and are just kind of ideas that I've had over the last little while. So I'm hoping that as we get some people joining on here, we'll be able to take a look at what are some of the things that would be kind of fun to do and different projects around the house or around the yard, although not a lot's going to happen in the yard because it's the middle of, or just the beginning of winter right now, so we've got a while before that'll happen. If you have watched some of my other videos on the channel, then you've seen lots of different things happening and there's kind of a lot going on, and I just realized I need to actually start by getting this set up on my computer here so I can see everybody's comments and everything. So let me do that real quick, which is kind of where I want it to be. So what I'm looking for is some feedback from you guys that are watching. We've got several of you on here now, just to say what kinds of stuff do you guys want to see? Why did you subscribe to the channel? Or if you haven't subscribed, what kinds of stuff are you interested in from the channel, from Learn to DIY? And one of the things that I've noticed that's been really cool lately is I put out this different little I guess some plans for how to make your own kitchen table. I don't know if any of you guys saw that video, but on that video I actually went through and showed how to make this big kind of honkin' beast of a kitchen table, and I had a lot of people ask for the plan, so I put the plans up and I ended up with basically all these people started to comment on the blog on my learntodiy.com website and showed all these cool different versions that they made from those plans. So that was a pretty exciting one for me. So what I'm going to do is actually just show a bunch of my ideas that I've got. So bear with me for 1 sec. I'm just going to open this link so I can see your comments a little bit better. And here we go. Okay. So here are some of the ideas that I've had, and I'll try to put some of these into the comments here so you guys can see those. And let me know if you like any of these. So as I'm reading through these, if you like any of these, just feel free to leave a comment and say, yes, this one would be cool, or no, that's not really my thing, anything like that. I'd love to see what you guys have to say. So here's a few of them. These are ones that I'm going to start out with ideas that I have not tried at all or haven't done footage of or haven't started. So these are just fresh ideas. So first, install a peephole in your door. I figure that's a pretty common one that a lot of people want to do. Another one that I've done and haven't filmed a lot of it, but could do, is switching to a smart sprinkler system. So this is in the effort to do a smart home. I actually have an automated sprinkler system that gets the weather every day and only waters the grass when you need it. But I also realized that a lot of the United States, and probably internationally too, doesn't use sprinkler systems, so not sure about that one. How to install board and batten. I did actually a couple of projects with that, so that might be a fun one to try. How to make a motorized video slider. This is more for the videographer type of person. I built one of these and it was actually a really cool project, so don't know if there's any video or photographers out there, videographers or photographers, or if you guys might like something like that. Let's see, other ones would be how to replace or upgrade a doorbell button. I think that one's going to be pretty popular. James Lucas is chiming in. I got an Echo Dot. How about setups using these dots or Googles, etc.? Yeah, some of the smart home kind of stuff would be pretty cool. I'm into the smart home stuff. I'm just really cheap. So I've actually done things like I've set up my sprinklers to work with my Nest so that I can see what's going on there. So we got a like for the peephole one. I figure that one might be pretty popular. And then I'm trying to use if this then that. I don't know if any of you guys have used IFTTT, and that allows you to set up your smart devices and things to talk to one another, which is pretty cool. Let's see, a couple other things. Making a little wooden case or 3D printed case for a tablet that mounts under your cabinet, I thought might be kind of cool, so that you can put all of your different recipes and a timer and all that kind of stuff right on a little tablet, either an Android device or an iPad or iPad mini, something like that. And yes, to that comment, I do quite a bit of woodworking. I just finished building a wood shop, and I'm just finishing the inside of it right now and have always done woodworking and kind of love it. So any woodworking ideas that you guys like, I kind of think that might be more popular as I start to do more and more of those. I think that'll go pretty well. So if there are woodworking ideas that you guys have, let me know. Other ones I've looked at are, this one's gonna sound silly. This is my nano recording studio. So if you've watched my last couple of videos, I have actually recorded all the voiceover in this little thing. And if you look inside here, it won't show it. You're just going to see a black hole here. But I've got a recording mic in here and a pop filter. And then this is all just mattress foam. And I thought I could do a video on the basic build of this and make it look nicer. And again, that's more geared towards YouTubers and videographers and stuff. Okay, now listen to this though. This is the whole list of things that I've actually already started filming and am actively in the process of working on, or I've already filmed the whole thing, I just need to edit it. I've got a request for a bunk bed project. Let me go back and look at some of these other ones that you guys just said before I get there. Let's see, you said adding a little fireplace mantle to a corner of the living room. That would be pretty cool. I've not done that. That would be, I actually don't have a fireplace and thought it would be pretty fun. I actually helped a neighbor up the street build a fireplace, and but he just bought the gas thing and he's going to run the gas line. We just framed out the whole fireplace and then we're doing shiplap on the outside of it, so that could be a cool one. And low cost builds was another one that was mentioned, so that's one that I could give a try. And I like that. So one of the things along those same lines that we're thinking about doing is just a basically a list of Saturday projects. So maybe something like a 4-hour project or an 8-hour project. Something that we could do that's really quick and anybody could do, and the tools would be, I'd like to keep them fairly basic, but they might involve some more complex tools or more woodworking type tools as well. But mostly I'm talking about stuff where you use a brad nailer and a miter saw and a couple things like that to put together some shelves or some just different little things like that. So I will probably do some stuff like that. James says his daughter would like to see the camera setup for the YouTube channel. I could certainly show that. And for what it's worth, I do have all my gear listed on the website. Oh, she got a new Canon camera, nice. So all of the stuff that I use now is listed on there, and I try to keep that up to date. I'm shooting lately with a, I've got it right here. I shoot with a Lumix G85 Panasonic camera, and this shoots 4K and does a beautiful job. And it's, I think this thing cost around $1,100 new. If you get it with the lens. I bought it without the lens and bought the lenses separately and have a few of those. But I've used Canons, I've used Nikons, I've used GoPro, I've used all kinds of stuff. Kind of just depends on the need, but I wanted to shoot 4K, and 4K is kind of harder to find with Canon still. They're a little late to the game in my opinion on that. So anyway, we can get into that too. So I'm thinking about doing these Saturday projects, just little quick types of things like that are pretty simple and that I can kind of condense into a 10-minute version, and anybody can do these in a Saturday. So little things around the house. So if you have any ideas of projects that kind of fit that bill, let me know. One of them I did recently was the planter boxes. I don't know if any of you guys saw those videos, or that video I should say. And that was kind of a Saturday build that my wife and I did and had a lot of fun with it. And it came out, we did 3 of them. They came out really well, and we just did them all in a Saturday, and it was pretty fun. So some of the other projects that I've started on, I finished my basement in about 6 months, and it's been done for about a year now, but I filmed the entire thing and only watched the framing, did the framing videos. So that's one that I need to probably continue on. I did all the electrical videos, I did plumbing, electrical, insulation, HVAC, hanging sheetrock, and then I think I may have even done some of the trim and that sort of thing. So I checked all those out and tried to find all of the different, basically film all of the different parts that go along with that. So that was pretty interesting, and I've got so much footage that I need to film there. So another request for, and so that's definitely one I could do. Mud and tape, because everything, I've finished 2 basements now, and everything I've heard says, every person I've talked to says that's something you do it so much faster. And after watching some guys do that, I fully agree. I could not have done it nearly as fast. Started on, or including that, there's besides the sheetrock and the drywall, there's hanging doors, installing baseboards and casings. I built some DIY shelves. That would be kind of fun to show. Got a mention for new door locks, so that would be a pretty easy one to show, is how to swap out your door locks, especially if you're moving into a new house or new apartment or something like that and want to put some fresh locks on there, new keys and that sort of thing. I've also toyed around with showing how to make money on YouTube, and cause this is kind of a second job for me. So for those who don't know, I have a job. I manage software engineers at a nonprofit, and so that's my day job. That's my normal thing. and then I actually have do this kind of on the side just on weekends and that sort of thing. It's definitely not enough to support me and my family, but it's a great side business. It's kind of my second job, so that would be kind of fun. Just saw one about garage doors. Let's see. My feed is not, my live chat is not updating. Oh no, I'm on the wrong one. Hold on. There we go. All right, so Homes by C&B, lots of good ideas. We got cat doors or dog doors. I actually do need to do one of those. As soon as we get our fence in, which we should do in the spring, then I'm gonna be putting in like a fixed permanent doggy door versus the kind that you put in your sliding glass door, which is what we've used in the past. So I'm actually gonna cut through, and I've done one of these at my parents' house, so I'll probably do a video on that. And then the garage door opener. Home C&B, what do you mean just installing the whole unit overhead and the panel on the wall and that sort of thing, or let something else? Let me know. Excuse me. Let's see. So yeah, there's the YouTube thing. You know, as far as people, okay, that's what you meant. Perfect. As far as how to install how to make money on YouTube and get that going, so that could be an interesting one. Changing furnace filters, a lot of people don't know how to do that when they're new to owning a home or have to do that for someone, so we could do some of those. Home security installation, so I've actually installed like 3 sets of home security cameras at this point, mostly because I wanted to try out different things. So I thought about making a kind of a whole section on what types of videos or what types of security cameras are out there and what's the best bang for your buck versus the more expensive stuff. So I thought that might be an interesting one to try out. Yeah, so those are a lot of the ones that are either being started, or those are all ones that have been started. I also, like I mentioned earlier, built a woodshop recently, and I filmed that whole process, and that could be used to build a shed or a woodshop, a storage place, any sort of external building. I could kind of walk people through the steps. The problem I had with that one is it breaks down into like 6 videos. I don't know if that's too much or what, so not sure if that's something you guys would be interested in. Got another mention for Adirondack chairs. I've not tried those, but that would be really cool. I have built outdoor benches and put those in. Blinds is another one that Homes by C&B is mentioning here, and I do have a video on installing blinds. I thought about doing a plantation shutter one, but I don't know if I can make those myself. Those look pretty complex. I don't know if they're worth it, but they cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars for each window, so that's one I would love to do or figure out or find the cheapest way to do that. So that's another one to take a look at. I guess those are some of the things I've had on my mind, so if any of those jump out to anybody else, let me know. And also, if anybody's got any questions or things that they're interested in knowing as far as the channel, we had some mentions about the camera gear and that sort of thing, so that's something I can certainly speak to. We got a couple others from Homes by C&B. Homes by C&B, you should be my new idea generator. You've got like a billion ideas, which is great. You've got new door jamb, and that's one of the ones I listed as a possibility for sure. A new weather door, like weather stripping, and I actually just did that. So I didn't film it. Actually, maybe I did film that. So that's one I could put. And that's the kind of stuff I'm interested in, is kind of finding out what you guys are actually needing to do around the house that I can show you how to do. Most of the stuff I've done before. If I haven't, then I'm certainly willing to give it a try from a new person's perspective at doing it. And so I can maybe take a look at that too. Brandy says, why did you, I'm guessing, change your YouTube name from DIY Nails to Learn to DIY? I kind of debated back and forth on that. The reason I did that was because I wanted to broaden the horizons a little bit. So that way, if I had some friends on the channel, for example, that were showing us how to do some stuff around the house or crafty stuff or whatever the case may be, then it wouldn't just be me DIY nails. It would actually be more of under the umbrella of Learn to DIY. And so, and I wanted to rebrand and have something that was a little bit more solid as far as my marketing and branding and that kind of stuff, and I felt like that helped me to do that. So that's why I went that route. Another idea here is winterizing your home. That's an interesting one. I actually hadn't thought about ways to do that. So I've done that to my sprinkler systems, but yeah, just kind of getting your insulation tightened up, your windows ready, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. JB, if you have any thoughts on what else that might entail, that would be pretty interesting. So let's see, Homes by C&B, I'll have to check out your channel for sure and see what kinds of stuff you're up to. Just to talk a little bit more about James Lucas with your daughter and the video equipment and stuff, I did want to point out that A lot of the videos, I've actually done some videos. In fact, the blinds video that I did, I shot it completely on my phone, edited it on, I think I edited that one on the computer, but I have done videos before where I've shot them all on the phone and even edited them on the phone and then put them up. I find that the different things that help a lot with that are just having good lighting, whether it's natural or something that you provide, and then having good audio on there. And you can actually put some really cool microphones into your phone to do a really good job. Or if you have a DSLR that will shoot decent video, then that's going to make a big difference. But I find with that, your lens makes as much of a difference as anything else. If you have a great camera and a mediocre lens, then good luck. It's not going to have that cool look that you probably want it to have. So new faucet, another idea there. Yeah, I've actually done some faucet videos with my how to refinish your, what do I call it, how to remodel your basement in a weekend. So that would be pretty interesting. And Jamie's answering that question about the winterizing. So yeah, windows and around doors, getting your basement ready and that sort of thing. Yeah, definitely. That's something I could look into making some videos about that. So if anybody has any other ideas, feel free to put them in the comments here. I'm loving all the ideas that you guys have got here. That's pretty cool. Like I said, this is my first live stream that I've done with YouTube or with anywhere, to be honest. And so I'm just kind of getting my feet under me and seeing how this goes. One of the videos I've got coming up, I'll tell you about a couple of them that I've got coming up. I've got always about 10 or more in the pike. So I'm going to be doing one. A lot of people were interested in my standing desk videos. And so I will be doing some that talk a little bit more about kind of a DIY version of standing desk where you can buy the base that's motorized and then you build your own top for it, and it's relatively inexpensive. So I'll be doing one on that. Let's see, outside AC unit was another one here. And Jamie, what do you mean by that? Do you mean installing one, installing an outside AC unit from scratch? Because that's definitely a big project. We've also got how to cut L-shaped desktop or build a desk at a low cost. So Edna, that's one that would be really cool. In fact, I have built a few desks before as far as furniture building, and so that would be a pretty cool one to show for sure. Oh, and so, okay, thanks, Jamie. Winterizing the outside AC unit. Thank you. That would be good. So that would be a cool one to show. So I like this direction. So a lot of it is really just you own a home, and what are some things that you can do with it to make it just basic homeowner applications, things that a homeowner should know how to do. Is kind of a lot of the ideas that I'm seeing here, which is pretty cool. Joni Murto says, sorry if I mispronounced your name, have you done some kind of shop tour? Be nice to see if you haven't already. I haven't because I'm in the middle of building it. So I literally poured a concrete pad for my shop about 3 years ago, right when we moved into this house. And then finally this year in June, I want to say, I started building it. It is now, the outside is done, the inside I'm in the middle of sheetrocking right now, and I've got most of that done. The electrical's done, but it's gonna be small, about 15 by 15, but very nice. I'm basically making sure I'll put a TV in there. I'll have 4 8-foot lights in there. So I will do some sort of a shop tour for sure as soon as I get that up and finished and to a point where I actually am okay to show it to people and it doesn't look like a disaster, which is pretty much what it looks like right now. So that's one of the things I'll definitely be happy to show. Before that, I've really done everything in my garage. My garage has been the shop. I'll pull a car out and then move all my tools into the garage space and then just build whatever I need to build. So it's been kind of a mess. So hopefully I'll have actually structured and organized area now where I can keep everything and won't have to worry about it. And if you follow me on any of my social media channels, I posted not too long ago that as of about a week and a half ago, I'm now parking 2 cars in the garage, which for those of you who don't know is kind of a big deal. So that's a pretty fun thing. Homes by C&B, garage storage and installing racks or shelves. So I actually do have a video on that, installing overhead storage in your garage. And then I also mentioned a few other garage organization tips in that video. It would be interesting to do some standard homemade garage shelves though. I haven't showed anything on how to do that. I've built them in the past in my last house, but never showed that. So that would be a pretty cool one. And I think a lot of people really want to do something like that as well. Let's see, Sam Undercover says, are you going to be doing a fancy bed frame? That's a good question. I haven't thought about doing anything like that. One thing I do want to do is a headboard, kind of an upholstered headboard. We sit up, I don't know if you guys are in the same situation, but my wife and I, if we're lying in bed reading or on the laptop or something like that, I'm basically putting my head up against the wall to prop up with maybe some pillows behind me. So we thought, let's get a nicer headboard that's upholstered and kind of soft that we can lean against instead of putting our heads on the wall all the time. So that would be a cool one. Or a bed, maybe more to your point, a nice frame to do a good looking kind of cute bed frame that's not ghetto or super basic or that sort of thing, but actually looks really nice. So that would be a cool one. Awesome. I've got a lot of good ideas here, so I'm gonna have to, I think I can send all these comments to myself or save them off so that I can see what they all are and kind of use those to help me generate some of the new videos going forward. Like I've mentioned, I'm pretty much always filming, I'm pretty much always building something. I've made it kind of a new rule. One thing I really like, or more of my kids, I have 4 kids, and I always have one of them out there working with me. So that would be something pretty cool to, I always want to make sure they're learning things, and that also helps me have a good audience of, or understanding of what the audience might know or not know. Not that everybody's at a kid level, but if I can explain it to a kid, I figure I can explain it to most anyone. So, Sam mentioned simple and basic with lights and storage. Oh yeah, that would be pretty cool for the bed frame I think you're talking about. Yeah, maybe some up on the headboard, something, just a little bit of storage for some books or some lighting and different things like that. That would be pretty awesome. Let's see, have you calculated how much your shop has cost and will cost when it's ready? Would be nice to know a little bit about the cost of building a workshop. So Joni, on that one, absolutely. Actually, I'm kind of meticulous about expenses. So I shop almost exclusively at Home Depot, and one of the things I love about shopping there is that they have, that and Amazon. Home Depot emails me all my receipts, and so I can always have a history. I can always return things if I need to. I often end up buying more than I need and then have to return some stuff because I know I'll be back the next weekend. But I actually made spreadsheets with a calculated cost of everything in the wood shop. I did this with my yard when we finished the yard as well. Most projects I kind of know exactly what it's going to cost and that sort of thing, so that would be a good one to show. And kind of cover the cost of building it. And mine is over the top. My shop is heated and air conditioned. It's got 110 and 220 power in it. I ran a separate line from the main electrical on the house. It's got concrete floors, and it's got a loft for wood storage. I'm building a pull-down ladder, like staircase ladder sort of thing, so that you can just walk up and put all your lumber and storage up there, which will be kind of fun. So it's mine's a little over the top, but maybe I'll kind of do the basic cost of putting in the basic shed or shop. I think a lot of people just want a place to store stuff or to do some basic woodworking and that sort of thing, so I can definitely cover that. Some other ideas that came in: installing soft close hinges for cabinets. That's a great one. I think that would be pretty easy to do. I know it would be pretty easy to do. I haven't done it before, and you just need to buy some and try it out. And I know that makes a big difference as far as kind of upgrading your house and your kitchen and your bathrooms and that sort of thing. Wiring new 110 or 220 outlets. That's another great one. I happen to have an electrician who lives a few houses up from me, who's a great guy. I do have a little bit of information on that on my website on learntodiy.com, and I kind of show the electrical. So if you want to keep up with my projects, that's the place to go, is either social media. So I'm on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, although Twitter doesn't seem to do much, but mostly Facebook and Instagram. And then I usually link to posts that I create on my website, learntodiy.com, and that's where I keep everybody up with the projects that I'm working on, things like the wood shop that I built, the clubhouse that I built. And by the way, just a quick caveat on that, I did put out part 1 of the treeless tree house, or the clubhouse, and that's actually going to be coming out, or that video came out a little while ago. Part 2 I just finished editing today, so I'm just wrapping the final pieces of that up, so that'll be out. So if you're interested in kind of seeing where that's going, then feel free to check that out. Another one here we have is adding a screen door or weather door to your current front or back door. That's a good one too, yeah. My parents actually just installed this really cool screen door that you just pull, it just rolls up into a little roll, and then it's got a track, and you can just pull it across to close it. And I thought that was a really cool version instead of having to do the full-on, hinged traditional door. So it'd be kind of fun to show both of those maybe. Let's see, painting jobs and sheetrock is another one that just came in. So I could definitely show that. I've painted a lot. Not as much as a professional painter. I have a buddy who's a professional painter, and he kind of gives me some tips. I've done a video with the Idaho painter. I don't know if you guys know Chris, the Idaho painter, and I've got a video that he did with me on cutting in edges by hand, which was actually pretty cool, and that's the method that I use now for that. And then the sheetrock, I've filmed all of the sheetrock stuff that I've done in the basement, so I just need to get that put together. So this helps me kind of get some prioritization as far as how much interest there is in the different projects that I've got going on. So if any of you guys have some things that you think would be, obviously I'm trying to get as much out there as possible as far as making videos that a lot of people will like and will find useful. One of the best parts about my channel is I feel like it's actually I guess the easiest way, it's less about entertainment and more about being productive. And so I get a lot of comments every day saying, thanks for showing me this, or that was cool, I didn't know that it was that easy, or that sort of thing. So the more of an audience I can reach that helps, the more I can help a larger audience with these sorts of projects, the better. That's kind of what makes it really easy for me to keep making the videos and stuff, is that I know I'm doing something good and kind of helping people out. Even though I'm not always the best at it, and I make mistakes, and I have things to learn and that sort of thing. So lots of cool stuff. So I think that's mostly all I wanted to go over tonight. So you guys have been awesome. Thank you for all the ideas and everything that you've suggested here. I've got a great list of things to look at. So if there's anything else, feel free to leave this either in the live chat now, or you can leave it in the comments for the videos. This video, once it goes live, which I think just takes about 20 minutes before it should show up. And any other thoughts you have. If you're watching this after the live stream, then I definitely want to hear what you think as well. So let me know what comments or suggestions you have for doing some different projects and that sort of thing. Also, just a quick thank you to everybody for watching the channel. I think I'm up to, I just checked, I think I had 750,000 views in the last 28 days. And I'm just kind of, I know that's small compared to a lot of channels, but it's kind of a big deal for me. So I definitely appreciate it. And all the subscribers, I think I'm just about to hit 150,000 in the next couple of days here, and so I'm super grateful for all the subscribers that I've got. You guys kind of keep this going, and that's pretty awesome. So looks like Henry, you had one quick question, so let me know when you get that in, and then we'll answer that and kind of wrap up. New rule about the sheetrock industry. Oh no, I hadn't heard about that. What is that? Let me know what that new rule is about the sheetrock industry. I'm wondering if it has to do with safety and OSHA or something like that, but I have not heard. I kind of put my head in the sand sometimes when it comes to current events and that sort of thing, probably more than I should. I'd rather go build something than know what's going on half the time. So yeah, let me know what that is. I'm gonna wrap up in just a little bit, and we'll see, and I'll definitely look into this and see what this this new rule about in the sheetrock industry is going to be. Let's see, will you do new lives regularly or just sometimes randomly? Good question. Do you guys like, I mean, obviously if you're here, you're watching the lives. I think if I had on a regular schedule and said I'll do this every, I don't even know what today is. I'm on vacation right now, but is today Wednesday? Every Wednesday at 6, Mountain Time, for example, then maybe people would know when to time in. One question on that, Joni and others, are there times that work best for you guys? I assume usually later, in the evenings when everybody's home from work and that sort of thing is usually better. Probably weeknights I would think would be easiest, but if there's a time that works for you guys, also if you're watching this after the live stream, let me know that same thing. If there's a time that works well for live streams. I would like to do more of them. They're pretty easy as far as making a video. There's not a lot of, not the same amount of editing and time in general that goes into it, but in general that would be pretty good. So I got, not Wednesdays, there's scouts from Homes by C&B. I actually literally do Weeblo Scouts, lead the Weeblo Scouts guys at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays, so it's not the best time, but I'll pick a different time. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up, but thank you guys, you're awesome. I appreciate all of the different comments and everything, the suggestions, and sorry I'm a little nervous. I'm not used to doing the live stream. It's a lot easier when you're behind a camera and you can edit it later. So anyway, thank you guys, appreciate it, and keep watching. Any more suggestions, put them in the comments, and be sure, if you haven't already, follow me on the social media. If you're into any of the social media stuff, that's the best place to keep up with what I'm doing. I try to keep everybody there more in touch than on the channel, because it takes me so long to edit and all that kind of stuff, but I can kind of keep the blog and the social media stuff going pretty up to date, so that's pretty fun. All right, guys, you're awesome. Thank you, and we will talk to you next time. I'll try to send the word out when we've got a new live stream coming up. So thanks, guys. Take care.